What's crack-a-lack and J-Fam? My name is Jack.
I'm JC.
And guys, today we're going to be talking about something very particular, near and dear to my heart, ladies and gentlemen. This is the only place you can get this kind of gaming quality content on Call of Duty, ladies and gentlemen. That was quite the tongue twister, but today we're going to be discussing exactly why Black Ops Cold War isn't necessarily looking as good as it could be. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a big deal.
I don't know anything about this.
JC, don't tell them that.
Okay.
They don't need to know that. You gotta act like you know what you're talking about.
I'm an expert.
This is a huge deal.
I'm an expert.
Are you realizing the stakes that are at hand currently in this moment? Anyways, yeah, today we're going to be talking about why Black Ops Cold War isn't looking too good, and I'm also going to be incorporating my girlfriend in it for the sake of views. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. She has absolutely no idea what she's talking about. I'm going to overlay some Black Ops Cold War gameplay right now, but guys, there's something about Black Ops Cold War that isn't looking too hot. Something that isn't looking as good as it could, and is certainly going to significantly damage the game. I know a lot of people have already talked about it, but I got my beanie on, my armpits are already starting to sweat, and I want to talk about it. So basically, for those of you that don't know what skill-based matchmaking is, or score-based matchmaking, you could call it score-based matchmaking because the skill-based is based on your score per minute. So we're going to call it score-based matchmaking.
Yes.
Yes. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. I know all of it.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm sure you're just out here playing with Scump, aren't you? Mm-hmm. Man, you are the next Nick Merckx, except female and Asian.
Absolutely.
And like a third of his weight. Yeah. So that's okay.
Yes.
Exactly. So, anyways, for those of you that don't know what it is, it's basically you play with people that have a similar score per minute to you. Now that sounds fine and dandy, that sounds fair, but the problem is the higher up your score per minute gets, the harder and harder the enemy players are, the better they are. We're gonna have JC stand. My nuts started to hurt. No, you're standing now.
I don't want to stand.
No, that's what you're doing. You're gonna awkwardly stand there and pretend that you know what you're talking about. Okay, can you just massage my back while I talk about this?
Sure.
This is okay.
Actually, no, I don't want to do it.
Why not?
What do I get in return?
I'll take you to dinner.
Okay.
All right.
Promise?
Yes, I promise. Pinky promise. There you go. Kiss it. There you go. Heart. Bam.
Aww.
See that? There it is, ladies and gentlemen. But guys, JC, can you spend 5 seconds without kicking something? Skill-based matchmaking, aka score-based matchmaking, basically means that you play with players of a similar score per minute as you. And that sounds all fine and dandy. That sounds fair. You know, it makes sense that you'd want to play with players to a similar... JC, that is just pissing me off, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, there you go. Thank you very much. I decided I don't like JC distracting me the whole time, so we're just gonna have her in the background laying down, apparently. Yeah, they can see you. Just barely, though. You're very blurred out. So, skill-based matchmaking. What does it do and why is it a problem? Well, it basically makes you play against players of a similar score per minute, which sounds fantastic, but it isn't necessarily a ranked system. Whereas in Counter-Strike or League of Legends or ranked play, you know, as you win as a team, you get better and your rank reflects that, and you play against people of that rank in the hopes of ranking up, and if you lose, you will eventually rank down, and then if you start to win again, you will rank back up once again in the hopes of ranking back up again. It makes perfect sense. Everyone is on the same page. The problem with skill-based matchmaking, aka score-based matchmaking, is no one knows what everyone else's rank is. No one knows who's about to stomp on everyone. Okay, it's extremely inconsistent and it's extremely sweaty because it doesn't allow casual play in any shape or form. It absolutely does not. Modern Warfare's weapon balance, despite what most people say, in my opinion, is quite balanced. Okay, I think that you can use every single gun and perform well. The problem is, as your skill starts to go up, it is absolutely impossible. I cannot run anything else other than like the same 5 guns on Modern Warfare if I want to be on top of the leaderboards and if I want to win. And that sucks. It makes the game incredibly redundant because all of your encounters, all of your gunfights are extremely quick. Everyone's jumping around, everyone's sliding around, everyone's sweating. And over time, that gets extremely old because I want to start using different guns. I want to use the Odin. I want to use guns that don't have a fast time to kill, but I cannot because everyone is running around with an MP5. And the problem here is that Black Ops Cold War clearly has this same system, if not worse. If you guys got to play the alpha, I personally did play the alpha. It was awful. I hopped in my first game. I got an attack helicopter within like 3 minutes. I'm thinking, oh, this is the best Call of Duty ever. I'm an absolute god. Within a couple games, I'm playing with Optic Scumpy number 2 and 3. Okay, Nick Merckx number 1, 2, and 3, and I'm not having a good time anymore. I'm sweating. I'm having to run, jump, slide, use the best weapon all the time in order to perform, and that is why skill-based matchmaking ruins the multiplayer experience because it has absolutely, in my opinion, no place in casual play. If you want to make a ranked playlist, you know, go ahead. That's fine. I loved ranked play. Black Ops 2 had the best ranked play of any Call of Duty ever, and I don't know why every single developer at Activision is just absolutely, utterly incompetent and just absolutely cannot recreate that experience, but hopefully they're able to do something similar in Cold War, but I'm not going to get my hopes up. But that's where that belongs. That's where skill-based matchmaking belongs, in ranked play. There can be a slight skill-based matchmaking in multiplayer. Okay, I don't want to be playing against, you know, little Timmy who's 8 years old, just got an Xbox for Christmas and snuck into Best Buy and stole the freaking disc and went home and played it without his parents knowing. So he has no sound, and he's every 5 minutes checking the door to make sure his parents aren't coming into his room because he's so nervous. Like, I don't want to be playing against that kid. Okay, I have no interest. I'm not saying I want to play against noobs and just run trains on them all day. Okay, that's not my interest whatsoever. That's not fun. I don't think that's fun for anyone. No one wants to do that. That is not enjoyable. But what I'm saying is I cannot be playing against sweaties 24/7 because this destroys the possibility of replay value, because you are simply doing the same thing over and over and over again. You're using the same class so that you aren't at an extreme disadvantage when you're competing, because that is exactly what you're doing. You're not playing casual Call of Duty. You're not just kind of leaning back playing the game. You are competing. At least at my skill-based matchmaking, whatever level I'm at, I mean, every single person is sliding, jumping, sweating, using an SMG. Like, it's not fun after a while. I miss the days of Black Ops 1 when I could pretty much use any gun and know that I'm at a slight disadvantage, you know, not using the best gun in the game, but understanding that I can still put on a show, I can still perform, I can still have a good time. With skill-based matchmaking being so extreme, you simply cannot do that, and that is the problem I think most people are not realizing. It's not, you know, that you're just sweating the whole time. That's not it, for me anyways, okay? I'll be honest, it doesn't really matter who I play with. I'm usually doing pretty good. You know, I have a massive piece of meat in between my legs, what can I say? But it does not allow me to use every single gun in the game, and I cannot wait to see some comments of just ignorant people that are clearly not at the same score per minute, because for me, you cannot do it. Like, I cannot use the Odin. I cannot use any gun with a slow kill time, or time to kill, because you are just at such a disadvantage. Everyone is running around, jumping, sprinting, you know, sliding, cancel slide, it doesn't make for a good gameplay experience. Okay, this isn't what people are asking for. When you hop on Call of Duty casuals, you just want to slay. You just want to have a good time. You want to play the game and all it has to offer. But the problem with score-based matchmaking is that it simply does not allow you to do that. You simply cannot use the majority of what the game has to offer, because you are simply at too high of a disadvantage to perform or to have a good time. Because I'm not going to voluntarily choose a crappy gun just because I want to use it and then get crapped on by everyone and their mother. I'm not doing that. That's not fun. So you end up with these lobbies. Everyone's sweating. Everyone's throwing Samtex. Everyone's throwing C4. Everyone's running with an MP5 with a laser and no scope. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's the same. Like, if you look at the kill feed, it's the same 4 or 5 guns the entire time. No one's trying anything new. The play style is the same every game. Everyone has the same routes. It's not fun. There's not good diversity. There's not a good contrast in your gunfights, because everyone is doing the same thing. Every time they run a corner, they jump, they drop to the floor, they're pre-aiming. It's just not fun. I want to be able to, late at night, you know, lean back, have my dog in my lap or a pretty girl or both in my lap playing some Call of Duty and enjoy myself. I'm not trying to drop a nuke every game. I'm not trying to do that. Maybe I just want to have a good time, and I guarantee you most good players would rather have a good time than slay out every single game, because honestly, when you're playing against total noobs, that's not that fun after a minute. Like, it really isn't. But when you're sweating your nuts off, that's not fun either. You got to find the good in between, and apparently Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2, apparently they had score-based matchmaking, but it obviously wasn't as severe as it is today, because in Black Ops 1, I could still use every single gun. Modern Warfare 2 had every problem in the book, but you could still manage with every single gun. Black Ops 2 is the best Call of Duty of all time. I don't care what anyone says. Modern Warfare 3, same thing, pretty good game. Not really, actually, in my opinion. It was a pretty good Call of Duty game, but in comparison to Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 1, in my opinion, and Modern Warfare 2, it didn't really compare. If Black Ops Cold War does not dial down the score-based matchmaking a lot, I'm talking a lot. I'm not talking like this is the AK-74U and all they gotta do is nerf it a little bit and the gameplay balance will be fantastic. No, like that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking they need to slash it by like 80% because it is absolutely ridiculous, and I do not want to see the multiplayer experience of Cold War suffer the same fate as Modern Warfare, because if we are being totally honest, Modern Warfare was the worst playing Call of Duty ever. I've said it before, I'll continue to say it. It was the worst playing Call of Duty I've ever experienced. I've ever had the misfortune of experiencing. The maps, awful. The layouts were awful. The visibility, awful. The sound design, awful. Aesthetically, the best. But gameplay-wise, experience-wise, competitive-wise, the worst Call of Duty ever made by far. By far. Do I still play it? Yes. Do I still have a good time? Not really, to be honest, but I try to. Okay, but as from the fundamentals of Call of Duty, why people loved Call of Duty way back in the day and still do today, are not there in that game. And I'm hoping that Cold War does not make the same mistake, because score-based matchmaking needs to just be dumbed down a lot. The maps need, I'm hoping, because even in the alpha, like that Miami map, the colors were beautiful. I thought the map was a good map overall, but it's just too big. Hopefully if we get like a 10v10, 12v12 mode on there, it'll be great, but 6v6 simply does not work on that map. It's too slow. But I'm hoping to God they don't make the same mistake that Modern Warfare did, because the multiplayer experience will just fail again. The only reason, in my opinion, that Warzone, or that, oh my God, that Modern Warfare is even still trucking along to this day, at this point in time, you know, a month before the new COD comes out, is because of Warzone. I don't think anyone would still be playing multiplayer consistently every day, 8 hours a day, like people used to do back in Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 3 days. Do you guys remember that? Do you remember hopping on your Xbox or your PlayStation and seeing everyone on the same game all the time? I didn't even have to text my friends asking them to get on. I just knew they'd be on. Is it like that nowadays? No, it's absolutely not. It just isn't. People don't have the same quality of time playing the game as they used to, and I think that is mostly due to the incompetence of every single Call of Duty developer nowadays, but also skill-based matchmaking. I think skill-based matchmaking has no place in the Call of Duty multiplayer to an extent. I think it needs to be there slightly. Okay, like I said, I don't want to be playing against Timmy or Tommy, who just turned 8 and got their Xbox and stole Black Ops Cold War from GameStop and managed to get it home and play it without their parents knowing, playing with no sound, you know, they got one eye or something. I don't want to be playing against players like that. I have no interest in that. But I also have no interest in playing the same thing over again. Same weapon, same 3 or 4 maps, because all the other ones are absolutely unbearable and I just can't stand them. Okay, I do not want that for this Call of Duty. I want the best for this Call of Duty. I've been playing Call of Duty for 10, 12 years. I want this one to succeed, and it simply will not in the long term if everyone is sweating. Because the problem here is that even if you're you're not good at the game and you start to get better, you'll never notice any improvement. You're never gonna notice like that you're doing better on the leaderboards, because as you improve, everyone that you're playing with just gets sweatier and sweatier, which is good to an extent, but not to the extent that it is right now. I think they need to go back to the Modern Warfare 2, 3, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2 days where it was there, apparently, but not nearly at this level. Okay, I'll admit I was probably better at Call of Duty back then. Not as fast, not as accurate. I didn't play on PC, but I played a lot more, and I was a lot better at the game itself way back then. And I remember being able to use any gun and still manage to do well and have a good time. Any gun. You simply cannot do this in this game, and that is what keeps me from playing it over and over and over again, because it's the same experience every time. Back in the day, I'd hop on, use a different gun every single day, and have a fantastic time. I remember, do you guys remember a long time ago just being so excited to use every single gun as you ranked up? You know, you would see like your next rank up, what you were gonna unlock, like where all the other guns were and what rank you had to be to get them, and then when you finally got them, you're like, oh yes, and you'd immediately make your class and be ready to go and slay out. That you don't do that in Modern Warfare. You wait for like the battle pass to give you a gun and know that it's going to be OP in the first 2 or 3 weeks because they want people to use it, and then they just nerf the gun eventually. Like, it's not the same. There's no replay value there. No one's going to be hopping on excited to use every single gun, play every single map if skill-based matchmaking is in the game. That's my 2 cents. I think they need to dumb it down a lot. I don't think people realize the extent of how much it affects the game. It's not just noobs versus pros, okay? It's not. It's like, this is kind of like politics in a way. It's like, you know, you got the middle class and the upper class and the lower class, but the middle class is technically the most important. We're screwing them. Okay, because a really good player is always going to be a really good player. It doesn't really matter. Like I said, I'm fortunately usually able to do really well no matter who I'm playing with. A bad player will always do bad, or perhaps do normal because of the skill-based matchmaking. They're just playing against a bunch of other bad players. But the middle, okay, the middle is where it gets sticky, because that's where the most of the player base is, and they're trying to either get better or they simply do not care. But if they have like 3 or 4 games where they're doing really good, they get excited, they get that buzz of doing good, improving, and they want to keep playing. Well, eventually, they're going to get in a lobby with me, and I'm just going to smack them across the face and do their mom, and they're going to go back down on the skill-based matchmaking and then be sad again and never play again. You see what I'm saying? It's this like domino effect that people just simply aren't seeming to realize, and I think people really need to wake up and realize that it's not just pros versus noobs. It's more so the middle people, the 80% of players. Okay, pros is like 10%, you know, sweaties is like 10%, you know, noobs is like 10%, but the last 80% is who really gets screwed here, and I don't think people realize that. But that was pretty much my rant. Hopefully you understood, hopefully you followed along. Okay, I like making videos like this because I think I'm pretty decent at, you know, portraying my ideas in one cut. I think I've gotten pretty good at that over years and years and years, and I think I have a lot to say and a lot of insight that you otherwise wouldn't get. So if you made it this far into the video, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. Comment down below some video ideas down below. I'd really appreciate it. If you want to check out my main channel, that'll be linked down below, as well as our limited edition merch, which is only going to be out for a couple more days. But they need to do something about this, and quick, because I have a terrible feeling that when the game comes out and everyone's so excited, within a week people are going to get absolutely tired of getting stomped on or sweating or not seeing any improvement, because even though they are getting better, their score isn't showing that, just because they're playing with better and better and better players. And if you want to put this score-based matchmaking in, fine, but make it obvious, make it apparent that this is there, so you have at least an idea and an understanding of what is going on, because I feel like most people don't recognize this system and they just simply assume that the game sucks or that they suck, or both. And I'll be honest, in Modern Warfare, it was usually both. So hopefully they're able to figure that out and improve the game in a way that allows everyone to use every single gun and have a good time with everyone. Yeah.